Tracy's in the room too. Hey guys. Okay, so I'm really trying to get back on this Periscope bandwagon. I'm going for it. Next week is gonna be the week, but I can at least get today in. It's been crazy. Hello, is that Charles too? It was super quick. Yeah, this one's gonna be fairly quick too. But I wanted to at least pop on and say hi and talk to you guys about writing your book because it's January and I know that several of you have resolutions for writing your book. And so I feel like I'm almost failing you. I'm like, it's January and my writers, they want to be writing and I need to provide them motivation so they'll actually get to it. So that's what we're here to do. And I want to talk to you about the number one way that writers self-sabotage. So, and welcome, Jess. Let me rewind and give y'all a quick intro. I'm Morgan Guss-McDonald. I'm a writing coach, editor, and author. I run my business. Hey, Jess. I run my business out of, and Tony's here too. Welcome, Tony. I run my business out of paperravenbooks.com. I coach authors one-on-one to write their book from vague idea to first draft to finished publishable manuscript. Hey, Tony. And I have a team of editors. So if you already have a first draft, we'll take it from, rough to publishable in just a couple months. So yeah, great to see you again too. Oh, you're talking to Tony. It gets so confusing with y'all talking to each other and y'all talk amongst yourself. It's good. It's good. I've gotten out of my Periscope flow. Alrighty. So number one way that writers self-sabotage. I hear this all the time, especially when I'm giving away like lots of free strategy calls. And I'm talking to people who kind of want to write a book, but they're not quite ready yet. And what's the number one excuse that they give? They say, I need to organize my thoughts. I need to organize my notes. I need to get all my research in order. I have all of these journals from 10 years ago. I need to pull them out and organize everything. Now, Joanne is in here and she is an organizer, so maybe you have a different insight on this, but from my perspective, you have all of the thoughts and research and ideas and stories and experience kind of in your brain. And when you say that you're going to go organize, Joanne says she's not feeling organized right now. When you say they're going to go organize things, what you usually do is you try to go think your way through the organization. You're like, okay, if I just sit in my thinking chair, I'll be able to sort through this confusing mess of ideas. But the problem is that all of the ideas are still in your head. You're almost trying to sort them and categorize them when they're just thoughts. How can you possibly do that? So what I find much more helpful is to go ahead and write them all out. Even if they're not in the right order, even if they're not in sensical at all. I love my thinking chair. I have a thinking chair too. But I don't expect the thinking chair to organize my book for me, right? My thinking chair is really more of a veg out chair, if I'm being really honest. But if you write everything out in a completely nonsensical, jumbled mess of stuff, you can slowly pick through it and you can start to rearrange things a little bit. You can say, oh, I didn't realize that this story and this story are actually connected. That must be what I'm doing wrong. Exactly, Jess. You're vegging out in your thinking chair. I wish I could hook up to the printer and print my thoughts. I know, Tony, that would be great, but there's also something magical that happens when they go from thoughts and you write them out. It's almost like you're reprocessing them and you're seeing them in a different light. And it's good. It's good for you. It's like doing a workout, even though we wish we could just hook a pump up to our stomach and take that fat away, especially after 3 babies, that's just not possible, right? And it's working out that's good for you, right? That whole process is kind of what makes you human and makes you feel alive. That was a weird analogy, but it kind of works for writing too. You have all this stuff in your brain, and that process of free writing, I know, Tracy, free writing is breaking me of the habit of constantly editing myself. Oh, good job, Jess, I love it. But if you are, we're not going to hook a tube up to our brains and dump it all out or print it all out, as nice as that sounds, because that process of putting it out into words is part of what makes us human and makes us feel alive and helps us to enjoy the process. And that's really what writing a book is all about. It's enjoying that process and not wanting to have everything super organized before you even start, because organization is part of the process. So what I always encourage people, especially when we've actually committed and we're saying, okay, we're writing a book, here's our timeline, here's day one, here's our, the end when we hope to launch the book, and we have this all laid out. And it's really intimidating for most people because they're like, but I'm not organized yet. Where's my 4 weeks to organize my book? And I say, don't worry about it. Trust the process. And so we start with free writing, which I guess is as close as we can get to hooking up a printer. It might also be scary. Everything in my brain doesn't need to come out. Well, that's true. It can come out, but then you can throw it away or burn it or whatever you feel comfortable doing. But 50% of what comes out will probably be trash, and 50% is going to be golden. But you're not going to get the golden stuff unless you let the trash out, right? So you got to let everything out and then sift and sort. But if you spend even just a couple weeks kind of free writing or getting all of your ideas out and then reorganizing them, that's as much organization as most people need. Purge away. There are books that require more intense research. Like if you're doing research on like how the body processes gluten to, and to benefit people who have celiac disease, like you probably have several years of research to do. But most people who come to a book are using, sorry, I'm like recovering from a cold. That's another reason I haven't been on. But most people who are writing a book, especially the first book, it's more about wisdom and experience and stories and weaving all of these things together into a really powerful message. And that does not require 5 years of research. It just doesn't. I mean, you can study story arcs if you want to, or you can just hire a good editor who knows story arcs and then they'll kind of help you fashion it. So that would be my encouragement to you guys. If you're stuck in this place where you're like, I need to organize everything before I start, you don't. You just don't. Spend a couple weeks getting all your ideas out and then looking at them, and then you can just sort of cut and paste, but you got to get them out first. You got to do the writing first. The writing comes first, organization comes second, and then you start your first draft. So that's my message for you guys. Don't self-sabotage. If you want a free book writing crash course, you can go right here. Tomorrow is the last day to sign up for this book writing crash course. StartWritingYourBookToday.com. It's 3 super powerful videos. The first is about 3 things you need to know about the publishing industry and why now is the perfect time for your book. Number 2 is how to generate a ton of awesome ideas and create a structure and get motivated to write your book. And then the third is a 90-day timeline, 13-week timeline that I walk all my clients through in writing their book. Oh, Jess, I'm so glad you love Scrivener. Yes, I do love Scrivener too. So if you want in on this, tomorrow's the last day to sign up, and then it's going away for probably at least 6 months. I haven't really decided, but it's up now. People are loving it. People have already started going through it. They're getting great results with this free writing technique that I tell you about and how to structure your book. So go grab that. Alrighty, guys. Thank y'all for hanging out. There was a camera. Oh, does a camera come up when you take a screenshot? I didn't even know that. I'm such a Perry newbie sometimes. Thanks, Jess. Awesome. Okay, so y'all have a lovely day. I am going to get back in the Perry swing, so we're going to come back into it. I've got lots of great ideas for new content for you guys, and I want to encourage you and inspire you to just keep writing your book. Hashtag start writing, hashtag keep writing. That's my new thing. It just seems like there's starting and then there's keeping it going, right? There's 2 different things. Alrighty, guys. Y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.